I'm Sarah.
And I'm James.
And this is the Gallivanter.
And we just wanted to give you a tour of our home today.
So this is the Gallivanter, our teeny home with our giant dog. We've probably got about 36 square feet of living space. We try not to spend too much time in here. We like to be outdoors doing things as much as possible. But when we do have to be in here, it's pretty cozy. So, living in such a small space, storage is everything. We tried to take advantage of every spot that we could, so there's a little bit of space above the cab. We just threw a door on here with a hinge, used that for storage. We have winter clothes in there. Made a cabinet with sliding doors here. Put all of our kitchen and food stuff. Same here, we've got utensils and dishes up there. More food down here. And these slide and hold in place so they don't fly open. And we have our closet area. Up here is a basket full of socks and undies. And here are the rest of our clothes. James has 2 shelves. I have 2 shelves, and then we have shoes down there, which are mostly mine. Under Xander's bed, this whole bench from here to here lifts up, and this is all storage under here. So we keep his dog food, all of his accessories, and then we have some of our fun outdoor activities stored under there. This is actually the commode. We just took advantage of making it a seat so that we didn't have to take out extra space for it. This top slides off so you can just use it. We have some storage space under the bed. We have towels and sheets. Bronco Snuggie. And then here we store the stove. And then under the kitchen counter we also have 3 more cabinets. I think you saw we have the bookshelves and a couple baskets above the bed. And then just a few baskets here in the kitchen to store more things. So a few of the extra amenities that we have is a table. This board actually just screws on to this metal bracket here, which spins. And we just store the table top right here between the bed and this wall. So this can be moved so we can get around.
Xander thought it needed some personality.
Yeah, Xander went ahead and gnawed on the edge there. Thanks for that, dude. We also have an add-on counter space. Just flips up and supported by a leg there. So when it's time for cooking, we have some extra room to do some prep work. This is what typical setup looks like when we cook in our induction stove. We've got the sink here, has a decent sized water pump. And also set that there, use more space here. And then we've got another countertop out here, same setup, swings up, there's a leg underneath to hold it, and more room to cook, prep, eat, whatever we want to do out here. So we've been asked a few times how we get on our bed. We decided to take advantage of having the fridge here with the bed height, and we just simply step here, push up here, and we're in for the night.
All right, so under the kitchen counter. This is our gray water. It attaches to our sink. It drains right in here. We just pull this out through this hole, and we dispose of the gray water. Back here, this big white tank. This guy, that's our freshwater tank. It's 25 gallons, and it goes from here back to the wheel well. That guy up there, that's our freshwater filter. So we can fill up off a regular tap in the city, wherever we can find some free water. And when we want actual drinking water, that filters it out. Gives us some nice clean water.
One of the cool extras that we made for the van, that we made ourselves, thank you Mom for showing me how to sew and letting me use your sewing machine, is this bug net. So we sewed it all, we put vinyl pieces here, then attached zipper to the vinyl, and then on the other half of the zipper is the netting material, and then we just screwed it in. So we can roll it up when we're not using it. And then in the summertime, when we want some fresh air, but no bugs, we just zip this guy up. It snaps down here. There you have it. Also, kind of helps as a shade screen as well.
No mosquitoes.
Nope. But we're pretty proud of figuring out how to do this, and it worked. Our measurements actually fit. And then we also made one for the back door as well, so we can have both doors open and get a nice breeze going through and not have to worry about any bugs. That one we still need to install.
All right, so quick note about the insulation. We chose to use denim insulation. Sarah spent quite a long time stuffing all the nooks and crannies full of the denim. It's a pretty high R value, and we packed the hell out of it. We put a lot of denim in here. We used the Reflectix on top of that as a vapor seal, and we tried to seal almost every little crack, nook and cranny we can. That's our vapor seal. For the rest of the van, we put 1/2-inch plyboard on the entire structure of the van. And then we put carpet where we're physically going to be touching and interacting, so that we're not getting that rough texture of the plyboard. So this is the garage. I have a power panel here. This is my AC stuff, my DC circuits, and this is my battery bank here. And And my toolboxes. There is my inverter. It's a 2000 pure sine. My controller, my breaker switches. This is an on and off, and this is a fuse. And it's all grounded to the steel. And the only other thing I need to do to this is connect it to my alternator so that I can charge while we're driving. We can fit a couple bikes in here. As you can tell, the bed is awfully high, and that was on purpose because we knew we needed to fit the bikes in here. And as you can see, we literally have maybe a 1/4 inch here from the top of the bike all the way down to the subfloor. And it ended up being no extra space there. This is our propane tank for our heater and our Mr. Buddy heater, and our stove, our backup stove. We carry 2 tanks just so when we run out we can connect the other one. Back there we got 2 backpacking, so when we want to go backcountry backpacking, we got 2 bags. And this is our emergency stuff, everything we need for an emergency. These are a couple sawhorses I use as a ladder and a workbench. And we got a couple chairs. This is where we store our awning. It's 4 feet long here. And we did this on purpose so that we can have a little bit more extra storage. Alright, so to the power. What I have is 3 300 watt panels. They're house panels, but they fit the exact width of the van itself. And I've secured those to the main support structures of the van using unistrut. And what I've done is connected them in series. So one is connected to the other is connected to another, and then from there it goes down into the van. And let's go take a look right now. So what I got coming down is 10 amps and 110 volts. That main wire is a 2-aught, this guy here, and that one's going into a 15 amp breaker because it's only 10 amps. So this 15 amp breaker, if I turn that off, there's going to be no power coming down from the solar panels. Out of that is this guy. This guy is going to my controller. What my controller does is it changes 10 amps and 110 volts. It flip-flops it. So it flip-flops it, so now I have 12 volts, and I think it's, I forget what it is, 80 amps. So what it does is it flip-flops it, and it is programmed to the types of batteries that I have and the needs that it has. So it will charge, it'll charge these batteries at what the manufacturer says it needs to be charged at, so that it'll have the longest lifespan that it can. Alright, so out of the controller it goes back into another breaker. So now I have a 100 amp breaker, because like I said, it flip-flopped it. So it went from 10 amps, now I have 80 amps. So if I shut this one off, I get no power coming from here. So I can safely turn off this one, and this will have no power to it, and I can work on it safely. If I didn't have both of those, I couldn't work on this safely because I'd have power coming from one way or the other. Okay, so from this 100 amp breaker, I go to the batteries. The batteries, I have 2 sets. So this is one set and this is another set. It's the exact same thing. These are two 6-volt batteries. They are 435 amp hours each. So these two 6 volts are tied together to make one 12-volt battery at 435 amp hours. What I did then was I connected this battery bank to this battery bank. So now I have one very large 12 amp battery that is 870 or 880 amp hours. So that's the batteries. So it comes out of the batteries. This is my main lead right here. It goes through a 300 amp fuse to an on and off switch. This switch controls my AC circuits. If I have it off, I will get no AC power. If I turn it on, it'll energize my 2000 watt pure sine. That right there controls all of my AC circuits. I wouldn't need this or these to have just DC circuits. In fact, these DC circuits here are not connected to that whatsoever. They are directly wired to the batteries because it's 12 amps. Well, 12 volts, sorry. So from the inverter and the batteries, I have everything wired up to my panel. So up here at the panel, I have 4 DC circuits. That's these guys. And I have 3 AC circuits. Those are those 3 black wires coming out. Those go to outlets that I've wired into the van itself. Thank you for watching the tour of our home today. Please like and subscribe. We will be having more videos of the build come out shortly, as well as the videos from our adventure blog as we go along. Thank you again and have a good one.